Okay, yeah, LMGs. Oh, lag. Oh, okay, yeah. Everything is normal. Everything is normal. Okay, that's so much better. Looks like the lag is finally gone. In this video, we're going to be talking about the new blueprint system / tier that they've introduced with Modern Warfare 2, and it's actually available for us to use part of it here in the beta, so we're going to be breaking it down, and this actually does a lot more than the blueprint system we've seen in the past. In Cold War and Vanguard, we had mastercrafts and reactives. Modern Warfare 2019 didn't have these things. These were added in Cold War. And right now, the only thing they've revealed bundle-wise to be coming to this game are weapon vaults. And they actually do a lot more, not even cosmetic-wise. I could definitely see people making the argument with some of these things these weapon vaults do could be kind of pay to win. They're definitely more pay to win than mastercrafts, normal tracer weapons, and the stuff we've seen in the last few years. The LMG that we're currently using was made from the first ever weapon vault. If you buy the big boy edition of the game, you know, the super expensive one that costs $100, the vault edition, you get access to the Cinder weapon vault and you can use it in the beta. The first time we've actually ever been able to use pre-order cosmetics in the beta, and this is essentially going to be, I think, on the same tier as like a mastercraft or reactive. And no, I'm not going to give the build out of the attachments I'm using on this LMG, because legitimately I just went through and tried to pick the most visually pleasing attachments. I didn't expect this to be good. I expect it to be pretty. Okay, now let's go over exactly how these weapon vaults work, and notice how they call them a weapon vault instead of a blueprint. That's because it's not just for one single weapon. If you buy a weapon vault, I assume they're going to be bundles for weapon vaults, or if you get the one for pre-ordering, it's not just a single weapon. You actually get it for every weapon in an entire tree. So for the Cinder weapon vault, you don't just get it for the M4, you get kind of a blueprint looking style for every single weapon in this class. So there's an M4, there's an ICARUS, there's an M16, there's the Recon, and there's the Hurricane. So if we go back to the main menu and we go to equip one of these, bro, I hate the menu. I can't be the only one who finds the menu in this game. Frustrating. So start off, we'll go to the ARs for the M4. You can see there's the Cinder M4, and then that's what it looks like. If we go to the M16, there's the Cinder M16, and that's what that looks like. What other weapons are in that class? We've got the battle rifles. We've got the Cinder for this. So it's actually a bunch of different blueprints. Here we go. We got one for the Hurricane. If I can correctly equip it, that one actually doesn't look much different. They all kind of have the skull here. Then there's the LMG as well. We got this one right here, and that's the one I was using, but it's not just that. There's actually a bunch of attachments that come with this as well. So if we go into here, we can actually change it. If we equip the Cinder, we go to Gunsmith, we can actually attach different attachments that maintain the look of the blueprint. So if we go to the barrel, you can see where it says R here. Not sure what it is on console, but if you kind of look over it, it'll tell you what you need to press. If you just equip this, you're going to equip the normal looking barrel. But if you press R, you can see we've actually got the Cinder as well. So we can equip this here. Same thing if we go to the other barrel. There's also the Cinder for that as well. And it's just essentially a bunch of different looking attachments. Not all the attachments have them. This beam doesn't have one, but the majority of the attachments have them. So right there. And the one in the beta isn't the coolest thing ever. I'm going to be honest. This red theme's kind of overplayed in bundles, and it's not the coolest looking blueprint ever. But that, once again, that's personal opinions. Looks are personal opinion, but you can see all these different attachments have different variations you can use. So you can kind of customize this blueprint to be exactly what you want. So magazine here, we can equip the big boy magazine, and you can see it's got a different thing as well. It's not over the top and flashy, but I mean, it's kind of nice to be able to go to all the different attachments and kind of really personalize your blueprint. Because before this point, if you got a blueprint, everyone's blueprint looked the same. The only thing you could customize was putting camos on it, but now there's an extra layer. You can not only like change it, we can change the M16, and I'm actually not sure how to change it to the M16 from this menu. We'll have to go back to the equip base. We'll have to quick it again. And now we've got the Cinder one, but one, you get like a bunch of different blueprints, but then you can also kind of make it your own with your own attachments, as long as the attachments you plan on using this have the different vaults. But this isn't where we get into the OP stuff. Normally with the weapon blueprint, you only get, you know, the attachments that come on the blueprint, and it lets you use some attachments early. What they said from the video they posted about this, you actually unlock all these attachments when you buy the Cinder Vault. So not only are you going to get like all these different weapons you can use, you're instantly going to unlock all the attachments. We've never really had something like that in the past few games. For Cold War and Modern Warfare 2019, you couldn't just buy a blueprint and boom, now you got all the attachments unlocked. You get some attachments unlocked, but you couldn't really customize the attachments that were on the blueprint. If you were going to change the attachments on the blueprint, it would only be for the attachments you have unlocked. So on launch, with these, the Cinder Vault weapons, you're going to have all these attachments ready to use, giving you a leg up. The one thing we don't really know is it going to help with levels? Because usually you want to level up your gun to get the attachments, and normally camo systems are locked behind that. But so you still might have to level it up for the camos and stuff. As for attachments, you're just going to be handed most of the attachments. It's not crazy pay to win because most people are going to be able to sit down and level up their weapons on their own without paying for it. But the fact that, you know, when the game launches, if they have a bunch of these, we already know this one's in the game. I assume for like the first weeks, usually they don't have bundles in the game at launch. Usually they wait till around season 1 before they introduce them. But I have a feeling they're probably going to be selling a lot of these just to, you know, help people get the attachments quicker, and you can kind of pay to unlock all the attachments on a weapon now. Okay, that's neat. I like that. The Hurricane's got kind of like an X on the front when you go to ADS. My goal has been to show, dude, is that a teammate or an enemy? Is that, hello? I got, dude, the visibility in this game sucks. But my goal has been to show off all the different blueprints and the inspects in the background gameplay of this footage. So far, we've shown off what each and every blueprint looks like, except for the M4, which we'll show off in a second. I do have some fears about this new vault system. I really hope this is an addition to the blueprint system and it isn't replacing mastercrafts and reactives, because something about mastercrafts, I love reviewing mastercrafts. I love sitting down, getting the new unique inspect, especially with how crazy they've gotten recently. Like, we've got dragons that you can inspect, we've got like a Godzilla one, we've got just so many different ridiculous stuff. And unfortunately, I have a feeling that these weapon vaults might be to replace mastercrafts, and they might be to replace the reactive weapons, which would kind of suck in my opinion. I understand these weapon vaults are realistic. Like, this is something I could honestly see like as a real gun in the real world, right? So it's definitely more realistic. Having a dragon weapon is super duper unrealistic, but in my opinion, realistic games just aren't as fun. Like, if I was looking for a realistic game, I wouldn't be playing Call of Duty. Part of the reason I play COD is because it's just not based in realism. And most of the times, like, you can't have a fun game and a realistic game. It's really pick one or the other. You can have a realistic game or you can have a fun game. And I'm looking for more of a fun experience when I'm playing COD. And I feel like the whole reason these weapon vaults were made were to kind of solve that issue. We don't have the official numbers, but I guarantee if you look at the numbers made from bundle sales compared to Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War and Vanguard probably made a lot more with their bundle sales, because I didn't buy a single bundle for Modern Warfare 2019. They were all boring. They just weren't worth it. Like, the only time people spend money on bundles, if it's like a really cool mastercraft and stuff like that. And they probably realized with Cold War, like, holy crap, Cold War sold less copies, but we made so much more money off of these bundles than what we did with Modern Warfare 2019, which sold even more than what, you know, the game that this one did. So I feel like they're like, okay, so we've got to do something about the bundle system. People care more about mastercrafts and reactives than they do these realistic weapons. So instead of making the weapon look really cool, we'll just give it a slight advantage. We'll let them get all the attachments. So instead of buying a cool looking weapon, you're getting a mediocre looking weapon, but you're also getting those attachments a little bit quicker. And that is kind of my theory of what's going to happen with this game. I hope I'm wrong. I hope season 1 comes out, there's a really cool, ridiculous mastercraft. It doesn't have to be a dragon, but something that, you know, has got, you know, it's something that's not realistic, something that's just a completely goofy weapon. That's what I want to see. And even if you're pro team realism, like when Warzone 2 comes out, when the next Treyarch game comes and they implement those weapons, you guys know they're going to implement some ridiculous weapons anyway. So all it's going to do is just hold off the inevitable. And I really wish they just go all out with this game, add some ridiculous reactives, ridiculous mastercrafts, and just have some fun with it, because I like the base game of this a lot. And finally, here's the Cinder weapon vault on the M4. With that, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Let me know, do you think weapon vaults are going to be pay to win? Do you think paying 20, 30 bucks, however much a weapon vault costs, to unlock a bunch of attachments, most of the attachments, on like 3 or 4, actually 5 weapons in the case of the M4, so up to 5, 6 weapons, do you think that's going to be pay to win? Yes, you can unlock the attachments yourself by grinding for, you know, probably 6 hours, 8 hours to max out all the weapons. Do you think paying for that is actually going to make a difference in terms of balancing? I don't know. I really don't know how to think. I mean, it's something I can grind myself, but at the same time, I mean, you're paying for an event. I think it might make a little bit of a difference at the beginning of the game, but a couple months in, everyone's going to have everything maxed out anyways. And how do you feel about the potential of mastercrafts and reactive weapons being replaced. Are you okay with this replacing mastercrafts? Do you like the more realistic approach? Or do you hope mastercrafts and reactives return just like me? With that, thank you guys for watching. We'll definitely have a ton of more Modern Warfare 2 content. So if you're new here, want to sub, want to see that, I'd appreciate you if you left a like or a comment. It helps me out a ton because I'm switching from making zombies content to making MP content. And dude, likes have been, if you've left a like on any of the videos recently, thank you so much. Same thing if you left a comment. I appreciate you a ton. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. I want to give a quick thanks to those who became a Twitch sub or a YouTube member, and an extra special thanks to those who took it above and beyond and became an Unlock Plus Plus member here on YouTube. We got the Legend Army Tech Rex, the Absolute Chad Noah, the Homie Flicks, the Goat RPH, and then finally the man himself, No Spice.